So welcome to our another video. Yat aji ami apunar recently jonto mains hoi gol to GS 5 paper which is related to Assam mostly. So we'll be talking and analyzing about this question paper. ঠিক আছে আৰু যোনবোৰ আপোনাৰ Assam GS 3 তাতে দুটামান Assam related questionও আছে আমি হেবোৰ questionও discuss কৰিম. So in case you have already attempted this exam, you can tally your answers, and also for the future aspirants, in case if you want to see how the question and answer goes, you can have a look. Okay, so etia the first question to ki hoy, the Gaon Pradhan are the eyes and ears of the district administration of Assam. Put forward any 4 arguments in support of this statement. Yata kisman keyword ki dise yar. So ami jetia answers likhim, the first thing you need to make sure that you look at the keywords, because keywords thakile you will understand what the question is demanding. Okay, what exactly the question wants, keneke answer koribo lage ki tumalake deviate hoi nujua jate. So yate ami kisuman keywords ami etia sam jeneke hol Gaon Pradhan, okay, eyes and ears, and then comes district administration aru Dr. কি কৰিছে আমি এই statement to support কৰিব কৈছে that how the Gaon Pradhans the eyes and ears of the district administration. Okay, so এতিয়া you can write one এনেকে তোমালোকৰ মনত যি আহে হেনকা ভাল ইয়াৰ লগত মিলাকে এটা কি কয় introduction এটা দি দিব পাৰা. For example, you can just write what is the role of Gaon Pradhan বা কি হেনকে in case, or any other data you can give. But anyway, so I have just written on any basic just for your understanding. So etia yate moi likhisu the Gaon Pradhan, no, when it comes to the village panchayat, they play a crucial role. Now a crucial role to kyo play kore keneke kore ami yate sam. Okay, so how do they the eyes and ears keneke hoy, how do they help the district administration? The first is grassroots feedback. It a Gram Pradhan who they are the one who is very rooted with the grassroots level people. Why not? Because they are the district administration of manubur ki tate transfer hoi jabo pare ba ketia ba hei gaon bikhoy iman heneke manubur heneke sinaki hobo pare. So a Gaon Pradhan because he is quite connected to the people, he can help. How he is connected, or that's why যোনবোৰ মানে local issues হয়, problems হয় বা villages বিলাকৰ aspirations মানে কি লাগে তেখেতৰ বা কেনেকে লাগে, they are quite aware of those, and then they can what they can do, hey information to they can district administration, or they can send the news ki enoka bostu lage etu bostu lage, these are the grievances of the people, this is what the people are looking for. So this is one point that we can write here. So hey karone ami koa jay ki gram panchayator junpur information hate diye, they are extremely valuable information for the district administration. Okay, karon kyo ground realities bur tekheloke gom pai thake aru heneke junpur effective mane formulation jodi kiba ta asoni ba kiba ta scheme jodi effective formulation hobole hoy tena hole we will always need their help. Okay, then next, let's come to the second point. Etia ki koise moi jeneke koisilu junbur asonis hoy, schemes hoy, hiator implementation karone bahut help hoy gram, because again they know the people who are actually in need of those schemes, who are the ones, the targeted people jar logot he schemes to paboge lage. So what do? They act as a bridge between the administration and the beneficiaries, ensuring that the benefits reach the targeted group. Jundu group of pabo lage mane. Okay, they know that. So their feedback and on the effectiveness of the scheme is crucial for making necessary adjustment. So scheme eta jodi ba kiba asoni ta diu dile, but kiba ta mane enike digdar hoise bhal feedback poa nai. So a gram panchayat can help, pradhan can help in doing. যদি কিবা adjustment কৰিব লাগে বা কিবা changes আনিব লাগে and alterations আনিব লাগে, so that's your guide. Okay, then another thing is early warning system. So in case of natural disaster, this one goes both way. So if the administration, people from administration want to inform something to the people out there in the villages or anyone the rural population out there, they can connect with the Gram Pradhan so that he can spread the news, and even the Gram Pradhan can do the same. If there's any natural disaster, or if there's a group of people who are in distress, the Gram Pradhan can go and inform the district administration about it. So again, it goes both ways. So what they can do, early warning system etao agotiyake holo janai dibo pare. Okay, so etu ki hobo tetia mitigation hok ba kiba enakwa efforts hodi joldi lagabo pare. For 4টা points koisile no. So now let's okay, then conflict resolution. Conflict resolution mane ki jodi kiba eta grievances ase, resentment ase, there's something the people are not happy about, so tetia Gram Panchayat again as an intermediary, he or she can intervene to ki kore he disputes and conflicts bur resolve koribole. Okay, and hetu ki hobo, etu bostue reduce koribo the burden of the administration. All right, so this entire thing that you see, the relation between the Gram Pradhan and the administrative unit, this is a burden eta juntu ase government jodi olop basic burden hoy, because it's very difficult to reach the grassroots level or know what exactly the people want. The Gram Panchayat are the ones who would help. Okay, so ami eta conclusion etu likhi dilu ki they are the vital link between the rural population and the district administration. Aru ki hotor ami ki pao, information pao, facilitating development keneke agbadhibo pare, maintaining peace and order, aru sob bostu ami hiator logot as a bridge, this Gram Pradhan and this he works as a bridge between these two, the villages, the village level, the grassroots level people and the administration. Okay, so this is our first answer. So heneke tumalke olop, and the other thing is that tumalke beleg points likhibo para, because there is no such thing as wrong answer. Until unless you are meeting the expectation of the question, there is no such thing as wrong answer. But the thing is, you need to know that if you add data, borrow all of extra information, example dia, that would add value to your answer. Yate moi just eta core, eta brief idea eta disu. Okay, so now let's come to the second question. Etu ki hoy, what is the Vistarita Kanaklata Mahila Sambalika Yojana, and what is the aim? Okay, and discuss the benefits available to the self-help groups of Assam under this scheme. Itya imagine you do not know what this scheme is about. Ekwe idea nai. Imagine. Itya huna nai. So tetya tumi jodi question to olo bhalke poha, focus on the again the keywords, you would know one thing, that they are talking about what? Mahila boli koise mane women hobo. Self-help group, basically self-help group ki koy? Empowerment of independence, people can help, usually they work for that, right? So ekue jodi idea nai, you can write at least a keyword bu sai pohi tumaloke kiba, at least you might not get good marks, but kiba to paba, mane ekdom completely edit hoy ahat koi, you'll be able to earn some marks. So in case you don't know, okay, moi tetia hetu koisu, but if you know, it's good, you can write as much as you want, make sure that you do not exceed the word limits. So etia ki hoy, yate amak Vistarita Kanaklata Mahila Sabalikaran Yojana kotha hudise. Etu hoy ki, it's a government initiative, your empowering of rural women. Okay, so aru keneke kore hetu, through trending mane by focusing and by supporting this self-help groups. Okay, etia the primary objective ki hobo, improvement of socio-economic status of women. Etia jodi ako moi tumak koisu tumalke jodi najana self help group or usually kaam ki hoy, economy ki koribole, socio-economic condition bu hiotor uplift koribole, hoy na, to get a better quality of life, to be independent hobole, hiotor skill development karone. So these are the things that usually self help group does. So tumalke heneke bostu you can if you don't know, but if you know, it's fine now. Okay, so these are the objectives of what? This yojana. Okay, heator ki objective, primary objective hoy gol tumar socio-economic status to borhua, keneke korai by giving them financial resource, স্কিল আৰু ইনকাম জেনাৰেশ্যন এক্টিভিটি স্কিল মানে কিবা এটা ইনকাম জেনাৰেশ্যন এক্টিভিটিজ সিহঁতক শিকোৱা যায় বা সিহঁতক ফাইনেন্সিয়েল এছিষ্টেন্স দিয়া যায় so that they can improve their socio-economic status. Okay. Etia benefits of the self-help group. Etia ki? So etia tumar ei juntu yojna hoy. Ei yojna tur benefits ki hoy? Financial assistance juntu moi agote koi ahisilu. Subsidy diya jay tekhet lokok jodi if they want to open something, they want to start or anything, they want to open any business venture or anything, tekhetokok diya jay. Revolving fund mane aji ei mahot kunuba ejoni lole next mahot eneke lole, so jodi if they want some quick credit, this is the one for them, so here eneke help kora jay. Then aru ki ase skill development of tekhetokok training diya jay so that they learn new skills, they can monetize on that skill, so hebur bostu tekhetokok diya jay. Aru ki kori jay eya includes training, capacity building, entrepreneurship, financial mane hetor juntu finance hoy khati kenake manage koribo paribo, market linkage, what are the market demands, kuntu market at gole tekhetloke sell koribo paribo, kenake ki koribo lagibo. So these are the things that this asoni does. And then again infrastructure support বহুত দৰকাৰী কাৰণ সোৱা কিছুমান বস্তু কাৰণে ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ লাগিবই. Imagine if there is something like mushroom খেতি কৰিবলৈ, তে mushroom খেতি কৰিবলৈ মানুহে তো এনেকে ওপেন বা এনেকে নোৱাৰে ন কৰিবলৈ. You need a certain kind of controlled environment থাকা এটা ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ, তো হেবোৰ বস্তু কাৰণে তো বহুত দৰকাৰী হয়. ওকে, তো হেবোৰ কাৰণে বেলেগো আছে হেল্প সেলফ হেল্প গ্ৰুপস গভৰ্নমেন্টে হেৰি কৰা, বাট এনিৱে সো এই আঁচনিটো কি দিয়ে ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ সাপোৰ্ট দিয়ে so that the women can have, they have common facilities where they can all come and work together, aru ji tekhetloke mane business kori ase, it becomes easier for them, more friendlier for them. Okay, then moi juntu koisu apna market linkages, etu ki koy market link for their, so that the products bur juntu sell kore they get a good return, a good amount of return which they can ensure through this market linkages. Okay, tar pisot microfinance ki kore hiatok jodi kiba credit lage ba kiba lage to tekhete this asoni will also provide them with such microfinances so that they can grow their business. All right, okay, now let's come to the third question. The third question na ki koise swa etu geography question hoy. I have not drawn the ki koy diagram. It's good if you could draw a diagram, you could show the course of the river. Edom pura bhal enake noholo hobo, eta basic diagram eta akileo hoi jabo, because after all again time matters, isn't it? Basic diagram enake pura dhuniya ke akimeli sketch korimu he himato time karu nohoy. Okay, so describe the course of the Brahmaputra river. So tumalake enake kunuba just write a little bit of introduction about the Brahmaputra river. কি হয়, কেনেকে হয়, কিমান ইম্পৰ্টেন্ট হয় আমাৰ কাৰণে হেতু লিখিব পাৰা বা কোৰ পৰা কি আহে মানে. সো এতিয়া ইয়াতে মই কি লিখিছো কি one of the Asia's mightiest traces of complex মানে Brahmaputra river যোনপিনে আহে, it's like a very complex path that the river kind of takes. Okay, কোৰ পৰা আহে, it comes across Tibetan Plateau, the Himalayas and the Indo-Bangladesh plains. এতিয়া the river, it flows through many mane bahut eneke jaga ahe. So etia the first junto originate hoy the upper course ami eneke likhibo paru but tumalake jeneke likhisa hetu sai laba, but these are the main objectives that this question wants, okay, demands that this question is asking for. So ko pra originate hoy, etu hoy Apsc glacier pa near Mount Kailash. To etia Apsc glacier buli heneke dhori loise. That what it is known as upper course of known as Yarlung Tangpo in Tibet, then flows eastward through Tibetan Plateau, craving a deep gorge. So etu ami eneke in the upper course of likhi lobo paro. Then comes the middle course. Middle course of ki hai Arunachal Pradesh and Assam. Lahake jetia amar ei Arunachal Pradesh pine khumai ahe. Enters India in Arunachal Pradesh as Siang River. Brahmaputra namtu Okhomot he pai kintu tar agote ba tar pisot namtu ki hoy ami heneke hiki. Okay, rapidly descends from the Himalayas, emerging as a Dihing River. Okay, in Assam it adopts the name Brahmaputra. This is where the name it gets from our Assam, that is the mighty Brahmaputra. Okay, develops a braided channel, mane enaka channel aru enaka koilua braided channel. Tar majote amar ki hol ete Majuli river Majuli island form hoy goise. Okay, so hetu koi so develops a braided channel with numerous islands including Majuli, which is the largest river island. এনেকে অলপ হেতু আকি মিলি দেখাব পাৰা তাৰ পিছত আহে লোৱাৰ কোৰ্সত কি হয় তাতে আহে enters Bangladesh as the Jamuna river joins the Ganges Padma. Okay, juntu apnar tumalকৰ juntu Bangladeshত কয় then they combine the flow and forms the Meghna river and finally empties into the Bay of Bengal, and finally it meets its best friend, which is the Bay of Bengal. So henaka eta poster ta di disu tumalke saimne check kore you can write something like that. Okay, so next what is there? Next, suggest steps for qualitative improvement of agriculture. Yate quantitative kwa nai de, qualitative improvement mane keneke ami quality bhal korile to quantity bhal hobo na sob kini amar thik hobo. So yate ki korise suggest the qualitative improvement in agriculture in Assam through cropping diversification. So etia yate ami ki suggest koribo koise, they are asking ideas from us. All right, so cropping diversification can enhance the agriculture. Of course, cropping diversification hole ka amar bahut khini bostu amar kane convenient ho jabo, jeneke reducing risk, improving soil health, and increasing farmers income, which is the main motto of agriculture. We need to feed ourselves. Second, we need to make sure that whoever is working in agriculture, that income to jade bahi jay. Then, so what are the steps? The first step we can say is soil and climate analysis. You need to conduct certain analysis, right, to understand the soil, to understand the requirements, in the sense like what the crop wants or what are we lacking. Amar soil ki bostu nutrients naikya hoy ase ba ki bostu olop besi ase. So hetu karone we need to conduct an analysis. So a comprehensive soil testing to identify nutrient deficiencies and soil types. Amar yat ki soil type ase, because again if you want a crop to grow you need to understand the soil type ki a soil type to mane grow koribone nware. Okay, analyze climatic condition including rainfall pattern, temperature, humidity. Every plant has their own, just like human being, no, plant blakor nijor requirements. So just because one plant is okay to bloom in the desert doesn't mean the other plant will be all okay. Why not? So this, anyways, the match crops with suitable juntu crop suitable hoy is soil karone condition climatic condition karone hetu recognize koribole ebur bostu ami analyze eta koribo dorkar hobo. Aru next ki hoy crop selection. We need to be again you need to make sure ki amar climatic conditions or logot amar rainfall jenoka heri hoy ebur logot crop selection to milibo lagibo. Just abruptly kiba ta crop ani dile je yate eneke grow hobo hetu kotha nohoy. Okay, introduce high yielding climate resistant varieties anibo lagibo. Prioritize with diverse nutrients requirement jate amar soil health to maintain hoy thake. Consider intercropping and crop rotation to optimize aru ki koribo lagibo pest aru disease opa bosai rakhibo lagibo. Tarpisot ki promote cultivation of cash crops like black pepper mane jaluk, cardamom, aromatic plants, etc. Te kisuman sabo ki tea garden ot kisuman manuhe jaluk gosot eneke jaluk logai diye, mane not in the tea plants but in the other junbu dangor trees thake no tate jaluk gos logai jalukor junbu plants hoy tate mane black pepper logai diye. So then again it's an additional income, isn't it? Tarpisot aru ki koribo lagibo amar infrastructure development or karone ki koribo hetu eta lagibo. Improve irrigation facilities to ensure what availability of jate amar juntu water ketiaba water olop besi hoy jay betia kom hoy jay hebur bostu ami we need to keep it a check. Develop storage facilities jate post harvest losses no hoy. So we need cold storages karon ebur perishable goods hoy besi din na thakibo if we do not keep it in the certain kind of temperature by enaka condition eta control condition etat so he karone hetu karone amar storages lagibo so that ami hey losses bu prevent koribo paro. Okay, then what are the next ki hai sa. Okay, then comes establish better transportation networks for efficient market access. So you need to make sure that there is better jimane transportation or digdari hobo bostubur himane dam bahi jabo aru sometimes it also goes through loss because by the time it reaches the market already junbur agricultural crops hoy ba kiba hoy mane beya hoy jay. So we need better transportation. I mean better transportation is always the first thing to keep in mind. Second, extension services aru ki lage strengthen agriculture services to provide farmers technical guidance lagibo ajikali mane rather than using more of traditional ways we need to go for more high technology mane able ways adapt korile bhal. Organize training programs kya karone crop management harvesting aru post harvesting handling keneke koribo lage hetu karone jodi we need to make sure that the farmers know about it. Promote the use of organic farming. Okay, nowadays you see that people are more into organic, like they prefer organic food, you know, jod basic pesticides by fertilizers able use no kora hoy. So it's good also for health, no, anything that is organic. So we need to promote that also. Okay, why? To reduce environmental impact. Then comes the market link. So agriculture jodi kunubai kori ase and they produce, you know, mass amount of food, harvest or anything, food crops hobo pare ba fruits hobo pare. If there is no market linkage, if bostubur jodi market ole jodi napai gai kinu hobo, it's a loss, isn't it? So they need to know the exact market linkages, code ki bostu besibo lage ketu, so tar karone ki lego so that they get profit. Okay, so that the crops harvested crops time or jate pai jayege or hetu karone market linkage to facilitate kora to bahut important hoy. Second, establish farmer producer organization to collectively market produce ekeloge sob heri kori pine. Then promote value addition and processing of agricultural products to increase the market value. To ebur kisuman neke point tumalake dibole para. Okay, then again for agriculture most of the time our farmers blake what happened, they faces problem with finances, so they don't fall into the debt trap or anything like that. So it is very important for us logok ki dia hoy financial support, credit dia hoy jodi in case they need some extra subsidies dibo logya hoy but credit dibo teta it will encourage them, plus it will also help them to kind of uplift mane agriculture practices bur aru besi agbahai loi jabol. Okay, so financial support ki hoy provide easy access for credit mo kintu koislu aru already government e bahut kina enaka asoni schemes ase for farmers. Other subsidies kun incentives dibo lagibo new cropping patterns ebro karone for adapting notun crop jate ajikali manubla ko taste change hoy ase, their demands for other some exotic fruits hobo pare ba kiba crop hobo pare hebro karone we need to encourage that also. Then implement insurance schemes to protect farmers from crop losses due to natural calamities. Etia global warming or karone amar bahut issues hoy ase hoy nai, there will be untimely rainfall ketiba nohoy ketiba hoy, so that they can use it as a safety net. We need to make sure that we have certain insurance schemes to protect them. Okay, then comes research and development. Support research and I'm not following any word limit out here. So you, in case you're sitting for any exam, you need to make sure you do not exceed the word limit. But more yate just so that I can cover as many points that you can relate to this or tell you whatever you have written. Okay, but make sure if you sit for the exams or if you have already set for the exams, you stay in the word limit. Aru besi word limit access koriu lav nai because you are not getting extra mark for exceeding word limit, aru plus tomar time o bahut besi borbad hobo. Okay, so then etu to 10 marks or question asile baru. ঠিক আছে support research on suitable crop varieties and cultivation for Assam's agro climate amar juntu climate e juntu prefer kore no hetu hisabot we need to make sure that those crops juntu suitable hoy hetu ami research koribole ba ami check koratu bahut important hoy before we go ahead with ventures like that. Okay, develop technologies for efficient resource utilization and crop management. Efficient use hobo lagibo sob bostu, so we need to make sure that we are technologically sound, so we need to develop technologies based on them. Okay, then comes awareness creation. Most of the time the farmers do not understand or they don't know, so he karone ama ki lagibo conduct regarding what cropping diversification, that tekhet luke duta crop ekeloge eneke sidewise ei koribo pare, but there are so many other ways to kind of increase their profit. So hetu karone eta awareness creation kora bahut important hoy. Organize farmer to farmer exchange programs. Tikia ki hobo when one farmer knows something all of jodi jane kiba idea ase, he can kind of part that idea with his fellow farmers. So farmer to farmer kisuman programs eneke korile best practices bur tekheloke share koribo paribo. So that is question 4, and now we come to question number 5. Question number 5 what ma ki likhi ase, in your opinion what should be the primary consideration while formulating an economic welfare scheme for rural population? Now again they are asking for your opinion. Okay, what do you think? Yate ki hol amar keyword yate ki ase, primary formulating economic welfare scheme for rural population. So they have specified it is for the rural population and not for the urban population. Aru primary in the sense like the main one. Okay, the first thing that you need to consider. Okay, etu kotha that they are asking. So here's the answer that I wrote: addressing livelihood diversification. Itia, if you want economic welfare, if you want that the people in the rural areas to have a better standard of living, so economic welfare ki loba mane tumalokor mote. So the first thing what can we write here is, after you write the introduction, you can write addressing livelihood diversification. Focus on agriculture and allied sector. So yate mostly our rural economy is dependent on agriculture. Okay, so it's fine that ami agriculture upor depend korisu baru, but the other thing also, we also need to make sure that there is a diversification when it comes to those agricultural sector. Etia ki hol, given the agriculture sector of Assam, scheme should promote diversified farming, livestock rearing, fisheries and apiculture. Apiculture is like honeybee rearing, it is apiculture. So mane bostu whatever they are doing, they need to be diversified. So we je enake dhan kheti kori ase, dhan kheti heneke everybody needs to, whatever notun ki demand ahise, they need to know that, and accordingly to go ahead with the whatever agriculture. Then promote non-farm sectors. Itia rural buli kole to khali farming e ahe, kin there are scopes for non-farm sectors also. Hoy nai ki hoy, rural entrepreneurship. Non-farm sectors ki hobo, handicrafts hobo, tourism hobo, small scale industries hobo, hoy nai. So hebur sectors ko ami encourage koribo lagibo. So we need to promote and encourage those sectors. All right, so people are not only dependent, and in fact if you see for handicraft kapur junbur mekhela sador ebur junbur boy, most of the time it's done by the women in the rural areas. So we need to make sure that we promote that further. Okay, tourism or bahut amar scope ase rural areas of. Then we have small scale industries ebur horu hora etu handicraft ore dhori mass making or kisuman enoka pottery craft, hebur bostu we can promote, not which doesn't only deal with farm, but also we need to make sure that the non-farm sectors they get enough limelight. Then comes infrastructure development. Aru ki koribo lagibo? Infrastructure development koratu bahut besi essential hoy. It is very important. So improved connectivity. There has to be enhanced road, rail, digital connectivity so that people are connected. People know ki market or demand ki choli ase, where they need to sell their things. So transportation, railway, but digital into connectivity hoy, amar phone hog, internet hog, that has to be very updated. Okay, so improve enhanced road, ebur ki koribo? Access dibo, they'll give access to the market, and also transportation cost to komabo. Jodi rasta beya, jodi bridge khone bhanga, imagine the transportation definitely will go higher because it will be difficult to reach them, right? So another thing is infrastructure development. Infrastructure development of aru ki hai sao. The other thing will come irrigation and power supply. The water crisis is a very another factor which is an obstacle when it comes to agriculture. For example, he moi jeto kolu ki because of global warming amar rainfall to bahut untimely hoy goise, flood hoy jay ketiaba, to bahut khini nuksan uthabo lage. So he karone we need to make sure that there is enough irrigation ke jetia pani nai, pani karone digdar hoy, tetiao they can get enough water, and if there is any juntu bostu ami mitigate koribo paru, hetu to ami অলপ check koribo lagibo. Okay, ensure reliable irrigation and power supply for agricultural activities and rural endeavor. So power supply, electricity, those are very important, hoy nai? To hebu bostu infrastructure ami sabo lagibo. We need to keep those things in mind. Then comes financial inclusion. Tate ki dise? Access to credit, of course. Kunubai jodi kiba notun venture eta start korise, business eta start, they will need certain level of credit. In case if they do not have anyone else to help, if jodi zero pra kunuba office financial help to lagiboy, okay, to kune dibo? Something that the government or the administration need to make sure that they get good amount of credit so they can start their own business ventures or entrepreneur. Okay, then comes financial literacy. Just because the government is providing or anybody or baki kisan company ba junbur etoke credits di ase, doesn't mean that they will know everything about it, right? Financial literacy is also another very major factor. Most of the people do not know budget keneke bostu banabo lage ba keneke use koribo lage, so hetu bostu bahut important hoy. So to promote financial literacy among rural household, improve savings and investment habits. Ki aji manke komalu to aji urai diu, bahut ase henoka, so henoka hobo nalage. Okay, I am one of them. I do not know how to say. Anyway, then comes skill development and education. Skill development and education, vocational training dibo lagibo. Ajikali bostu bor iman besi updated hoy goise, demands iman change hoy goise, so he karone skill development is very necessary. Local training, vocational training offer mane thaka bahut besi important hoy jay. To junbur youth hoy tekhet loke they can take vocational training by enaka tekhet loko jodi dia jay, then they can open their own venture. Later they can employ people under them, hoy nai? These are the thing. Then comes what? Adult education. Bahut khini manu amar etiao illiterate hoy, poha huna iman na jane, so this is one of the things keep in mind. Adult education promote so that tekhet lokor pisot finance ot hok ba kobat jabole melibole ba kiba eta pohibole digdar nohoy. And it also gives confidence, when you know that you know how to read and learn, bahut manuhor confidence to heneke build hoy. Then comes social safety nets, poverty alleviation programs hobo, health and healthcare and education, rural areas bahut dorkari hoy. We need people junbur ekdom bahut besi poor hoy, poverty, tekhet lokor karone ase arunodoi ba enoka schemes bahut ase ajikali. But anyways, social safety nets to tomorke ebor likhibo pariba. Healthcare lagibo, ami hetu bahut besi enhance koribo lagibo. We need to improve so that people do not come from rural to urban areas for small health issues. Ki ebor medicines bur hok ba kiba hok ba education hok, tate hoti bhal junbur already rural urban areas ot ase, the same thing tekhet loko jate pai. Okay, then come empowerment of women. Empowerment movement is very essential. Okay, tate ki ase women participation promote ki hoy SDG SSG gur ase self help group ase jot tekhet loke eta platform pai jot tekhet loke they get aware about what are the things that they can invest or how they can lift themselves up financially independent kenekwa hoy so hebur bostu we need to again keep in mind, or these are the considerations that we need to take while we are trying to improve the socio-economic factor of the rural population. Then comes gender equality. You know, gender equality is of course important. When a gender is doing good, another gender is not doing good, it will definitely create disparity. So both genders has to go hand in hand. Aur tetia hai amar ki hobo development hobo. So we need to address and junbur resource and address the gender disparities junbur ase. We need to make sure that junbur hoy ase so that both the genders get equal opportunity. Ebu bostu ami you know, we need to keep those things in mind. Okay, then last point here is participatory approach. Ki hoy community involvement. So for the development of any area, you need it has to be a two-way traffic. Khali government e kori ase, administration e kori ase, aru you know the other people and the normal citizens are not doing anything about it. Heneka nohoy. Community participation is very important. It can be about anything, environment related. You need the community. The community needs to understand. The community needs to know that how important the role that they play. Okay, so yate ki hoy community involvement is another thing that we need to keep in mind. Ki hoy to involve local communities in planning and implementation of schemes because they know what exactly they want and how they want. So schemes burot jetia kiba implement kora jay to tekhet lukok involve kora to another important factor. Then comes monitoring and evaluation. So etia swa kiba eta scheme jodi kunuba introduce korile ba tumi korila ekbaru eta scheme di dila rural development karone, you also need to see how effective it is, right? নহলে di asa poisa goi ase funds goi ase epine kintu eku result e ulwa nai etu keneke hobo. So you need to make sure you monitor that, evaluate that, and if there's need some alteration to be done, you can do that too. Aru hetu bostu ketia paba jeta tumi monitor koriba, evaluate koriba. Okay, next. Okay, how does the granting of a geographical GI tag to Majuli mask and Majuli manuscript impact the cultural preservation and artisan empowerment within the region? This question, I would say, a question to the answer humai. Again, this is one of those questions. Tumi jodi ekoi natana, you have no idea. Olop bhalke jodi tumi question to poha, you will get some amount of you know, understanding ki what this is asking for. Bhaba tumi GI tag tumi najanai ki hoy, khwa bostue hoy ne pindha bostue hoy. Just read the question again. You'll find the answer there. So, how does granting the GI geographical indication tag to Majuli mask and Majuli manuscript impact the cultural preservation and artisan empowerment within the region buli koise? Yate ki amar keywords ase, GI tag ase, Majuli mask aru Majuli manuscript. Bhaba tumalke hetu ki bostu hoy hetu na jana. Okay, dhori loa heneke. Then comes impact on cultural preservation and artisan empowerment. So etia bhaba ki imagine you only know the meaning of cultural preservation and artisan empowerment, right? We always know the meaning. But with the GI tag ko kotha na jana, they are talking about what? Cultural preservation and artisan empowerment. Tamone ki GI tag eta shield hoy, isn't it? So in layman language, you can say that GI tag is a kind of a shield. For what? For preserving and for juntu tumar imitation jate nohok, counterfeiting jate nohok. Hebur bostu. Karone GI tag is important. So yate ami pai golo. Etia tumi gom pala ki Majuli aru Majuli manuscript ki hoy, mask ki hoy, hetu jate tumi huna nai sabi. Ba hetu kothao na jana. এইটো কোৱেশ্চনতে তুমি আকৌ এনসাৰটো পালা that it has something to do with culture সেইকাৰণে সেই প্ৰিজাৰ্ভেশ্যনৰ কথা কৈ আছে কাৰণে they are talking about artisan handicraft হয় নাই তো সেইকাৰণে read the question very carefully understand what the question is saying তো কেতিয়াবা কিছুমান কোৱেশ্চন মানে তোমালোকে যদি অলপ ভেগ আইডিয়া এটাও যদি হয় ন অলপ অলপকে যদি গম পোৱা তোমালোকে লিখিব পাৰিবা at least কিবা এটা লিখি থৈ আহিব পাৰিবা okay so let's move on to this question ইয়াতে কি হয় so GI tag as such a shield for cultural heritage আৰু and heritage কিন্তু মানে এটো যদি গ্রান্ট করা যায় okay granting এটো হয় then it will act as a what as a heritage for what Majuli mask and also act as a catalyst for what economic empowerment because counterfeiting no hobo imitation no hobo jor jagar mane he GI tag pabo he tar pra he bostu original authentic bostu tar pra ahibo so that will help the artisan to showcase their art and also there will be buyers because the buyers will know it authentic hoy bostu original hoy ko duplicate enoka bostu nai boli it is a step toward ensuring that the rich tradition of the region continue to thrive for generations to come okay so eta first ki hobo cultural preservation কি কৰিব মই যোনটো কৈছো এটা হল authenticity and identity because it has a unique identity এইবোৰ বস্তু মাজুলী manuscript তুমি ডিব্ৰুগড় হেনেকে ডিব্ৰুগড় বনাই জানো ন হয় ন বা তুমি এই মাজুলী মাস্ক দিল্লীত বনাই জানো নবনাই ন it has a unique identity যোনটো এই জায়গাতে বনাই হয় নাই তো সেই কাৰণে it will kind of preserve those it will safeguard those unique identity okay and the authenticity juntu moi koisu the originality of the product so GI tag safeguards the unique identity and authenticity of Majuli mask and manuscript preventing their misappropriation or imitation juntu moi অলপ আগতে কৈ গলো কি বস্তুটো ডুপ্লিকেট বা হেৰি হতে বনাব ফেক বা এনেকা ডুপ্লিকেট বস্তু হেতু হিচাপত এনেকে বনাব নোৱাৰে এতিয়া GI tag to থাকিলে আৰু next কি হ'ব আমাৰ heritage promote because these are the things that belongs to our heritage right our Assamese heritage so heritage promotion hobo it will bring what it will bring global attention to our rich cultural heritage of Majuli encouraging research documentation and preservation efforts then comes traditional knowledge the tag promotes the documentation and safeguard of the traditional knowledge associated with mask making and manuscript creation okay then next ami ki aru hudisle next what was the demand of the question it was artisan empowerment keneke hobo of course with economic benefits right so if they are kind of producing something and if they get good returns so definitely there will be an economic benefit hole ki hobo tekhet lokor juntu socio economic status to juntu hoy itu tekhet lokor bhal hoi jabo okay so economic benefits hobo empowerment ki hobo to GI tag enhances the market value of Majuli mask and manuscript leading to increase in income of the artisan then comes what brand building what will it do it helps to build a strong brand identity of Majuli products creating a niche market all right then comes livelihood security of course if somebody is earning from that they do not need to look for something else they can kind of work on that and taprai for company hote okay if they get good returns it also gives them livelihood security then comes skill upgradation so the more the demand is the better the skills will be isn't it so there will be new people who would come to learn about this skill to hikibole ahibo aru besi bostu demand jimane bahi goi thakibo himane skill heneke upgrade hoi goi thakibo ami he bostu to ketia herai ni diu okay bahut khini amar traditional junbur craft asle hebur bostu ami eti herai dislu kintu ami ei with this help of this GI tag it will only increase what the demand of it plus skill upgradation hobo plus market value to bahi jabo karne these are the things that is very important. Okay, then let's come to the, question number 7. Discuss the social and economic impacts of Brahmaputra river erosion of Assam. So I'll make it a little faster. Okay, social impact moi iman ke heneke explain kori na jao, so I'll just kind of read it so that we can make this a little quicker. So social impacts of ki ahibo. Etia question to ki hudise, discuss the social and economic impacts of the Brahmaputra river erosion in Assam. Etia keyword yate ki hol, social and economic. Then comes Brahmaputra river erosion. Okay, impacts hudise, yate impact ki hoy. So first impact ki hoy, social impacts ahe. Social impact ki hoy, displacement hoy na, bahut manuhor mane ghor bari tekheloke eri meli gusi jabo logia hoy, and it happens almost every year. Then comes what? Erosion claims what? Homes, villages, entire, leading to crisis of homelessness. Nijor ghor sob eri meli ako tekheloke beleg eta jaga bisaribo lage jot they can save themselves. Then comes psychological trauma ho jay. Imagine jodi suddenly enaka flood ho jay and they have to leave their home overnight, kiman besi distress of psychological distress hoy manuhor. So hetu eta bostu bahut besi effect kore, impact kore manuhor upor. Okay, then comes social disintegration. Then what? Families are torn apart because of such calamities. So eta family yat goal that goal heneke bahut hetu eta hoy, social disintegration hoy, community bonds bahut etia bhangi jay. Then comes conflict and tension. Of course hoboy, during the times of such crisis people are actually fighting for food and water. So hetu karone bahut besi ki hoy, competition for land resources etu eta impact pore. Then comes economic impacts ki hoy, agricultural loss hoy, of course loss hoboy jodi besi pani ahi jay, harvest season hoy jay, etu time ote jodi enoka flood hoy to bahut besi agricultural loss hobo. Agricultural loss mane ki economic loss again. Tar pisot ahe infrastructure damage to hoy jay. Imagine rasta poduli sob bhangi jay, sob utwai loi jay. Aru ki hoy, other jeneke schools hok, colleges hok, hospitals hok, sob bostu jodi eneke hei koy to manu bilakor karone bahut besi digdar hoy jay. So it will again, if the roads are broken, rasta ba bridge bur bhangi jay, tetia communication বা transportation karone bahut issues ho jay tetia. Okay, ar hetu karone amar economic activities hoy etut amar bahut impact pore. Okay, then comes the livelihood loss. Imagine the day-to-day work wage earners. Whatever they earn today, they'll kind of try to sustain with that very earning. Tekhelukor karone it is bahut besi digdar hoy jay. So erosion destroy livelihood, farmers, fishermen, even the day-to-day junbu wage workers mo juntu koisu. Then comes economic stagnation. Keneke agbahibo, economy to keneke uplift hobo jodi enoka issues already. When you deal with issues like that, transportation beya, connectivity beya, manuhor eneke bur medical eku bhal facilities poa nai, so economic stagnation eta ahie jay. Aru second ki hoy, jodi iman ke ebur beya hoy, nobody wants to invest in places when they know that pisole olop digdar hoy jabo pare, there might be a failure. Okay, so he karone economic stagnation hoy. Then comes what? Migration, another issue. So jodi enoka ebur issue hoy, many people are forced to migrate to urban areas ba enoka areas jot enoka ebur natural ebur juntu calamities hoy ebur kom hoy, so tetia imbalance eta hoy jabo no population of local population and the migrated population. So then again another issue will start. There will be again civil resentment among the people. So hebur mane bahut besi, it will lead to what? Imbalance. Okay, then come the cumulative effect of the socio-economic cycle of etia ebur bostu jodi hoy thake no, a cycle starts. What poverty mane eta cycle enake hoy jay ki he cycle to break koribole pisot manu bilakor karone bahut digdar hoy jay, right? Then comes what is People's Biodiversity Register, PBR? How does it empower rural people? So there are 3 questions in this. What process is followed in preparing the PBR? Okay, so there are 3 questions. Eta whole PBR. How does it empower? Again, it is asking about the rural people. Then again, kundu process কি এটো প্ৰিপেয়াৰ কৰা হ'ল so you need to address this three things these are your keywords okay so people bio কি হয় এটা ডকুমেন্ট হয় কি ৰেকৰ্ড কৰে তেখেতলোকে ৰেকৰ্ড কৰে ট্ৰেডিশনেল নলেজ এন্ড প্ৰেক্টিসেস অফ আ কমিউনিটি so for example কিবা মেডিচিনেল নলেজ লৈ লোৱা okay বা কিবা এনেকুৱা স্কিলছ লৈ লোৱা so যোনটো হেতু বস্তু তেখেতে ৰেজিষ্টাৰ alright then it includes information about plants animals microorganisms মই যোনটো কৈছো food fodder fuel anything এইবোৰ বস্তু তেখেতলোকে কৰে okay আৰু PBR এটো কি হয় it is a community based initiative যোনটো কি aim কি হয় তেখেতলোকৰ হয় it is to for preserving protecting local biodiversity and traditional knowledge মানে যোনটো পুৰণা আগৰ দিনৰ যোনটো knowledge মানে আগৰ পৰা মানে ফলো কৰি আহি আছে হেবোৰ knowledge to protect কৰিব and preserve কৰিবলৈ these are the main objective of PBR then we come to how does it the second question how does it empower the rural people rural manublakok empower keneke kore so first that recognition of the traditional knowledge PBR recognizes the traditional knowledge and validates mane osudu check kore mane how authentic it is mane they validates those knowledge are junto rural communities also and which are have been passed down from one generation to another all right then community ownership by documenting this traditional knowledge community gains ownership and control over their biological resources so junbu tekhet lokor mane has been passing down from one generation and they have the ownership of those knowledge then second benefit sharing the PBR provides a mechanism for communities to share their benefits arising from the commercial use of the so PBR eta ki koi platform eta diye so that they can share the benefits okay so these are the things that they do then comes what conservation it promotes awareness conservation of local biodiversity and what documenting its importance and uses then what empowerment of the people the more people know about it they can what empowers communities to participate in what decision making related to their natural resources then what process of preparing keneke prepare kore formation of biodiversity management committee eta ase what do they kind of what do they oversee the preparation of PBR okay so this is like formed in a local level and they oversee the to keep up prepare kore no register khon that's what they see then data collection is very important another thing that they do information gathered through various methods include what interviews surveys field visits and documentation kori pine junto existing knowledge hoy traditional knowledge hoy tekheloke etu kam kore that's how they prepare okay so by interviews and surveys ebu kori they kind of prepare what PBR then come preparation to it's not enough right you need to document it also you need to record it also so what do they document so junbu information pai data pai they kind of document it in a systematic manner and they also have to verify whether it is bostu to authentic hoy na nohoy boli okay but fake hoy niki ba authentic hoy na nai hetu they verify and then what do they do validation community to are validated by community and relevant authorities then what dissemination the PBR disseminated among the community members and other stakeholders one of the points then by creating etu ki kora jay can protect their biodiversity secure the rights about their traditional knowledge and participate actively in sustainable management resources etu eta what you can do just like a conclusion hisabe tomorke likhi dibo para now we come to the next that is the Mag Bihu dance performance by more than 11,000 dancers and artists at Sarusaga Stadium, Guwahati on 13th April. Iman not only created a Guinness World Record but also catapulted the cultural identity of Assam into the world stage. Examine this statement. Okay, so etu juntu hoisle eta Guinness World Record or juntu participate bostu. So what is it? কি কৰিলে the impact কি আনিলে So we need to make sure that we need to examine this statement. Okay, so first thing, what did it do organizing this event? The first impact is that it's creating a global impact. So global impact keneke hol, ekta Guinness World Record hoy gol. Second, cultural showcase hoy gol, Guinness World Record hoy gol, amne worldwide etu bostu ta recognition eta pale. Then cultural showcase hoy gol, jontu amar bostu internationally manuhe sabo parile heneke. And this also will bring what? Tourism potential hoy etu eta. Then national pride. Okay, instill some sense of pride, and people are more keen now to learn more about it. Okay, so this is these are few of the points. Then aru ki dibo paru ami? So basically hetu question karone etu answer, which you can elaborate and write. Then we come to question number 10. That is what? Describe how cultural exchange programs in border areas can be helpful for maintaining peace development in the border areas of northeastern region. So NER junbur mane cultural exchange program hoy, how does it help in maintaining peace and development? Okay, so ki kora jay, ami yate ki likhibo parim ki cultural exchange programs in border areas, these are a catalyst of peace and development. All right, serve as a powerful tool for fostering peace, understanding in the sensitive border areas. So kisuman junbu border areas of issues hoy ase, conflicts hoy ase, so hebur areas of these things ebur bostu ki koribo pare, it can specify certain conflicts. It can understanding create koribo pare, manhor people become more tolerant and they accept the other person, if prejudice heneke na thake. So etu bostu yate we can write. Second, what does it do? Bridging cultural divides. So every state has different culture. So junbu cultural divide hoy, that is, it is going to bridge us. So what does it do? Promote mutual understanding, respect between different ethnic groups and cultural groups, reduces stereotypes and prejudices. Moi juntu koisu ami potokke kisman manuhor bokhoy potokke eneke beya bhabi lobo paro. We judge them even before we know them. Hetu prejudice buli koy. Okay, and stereotype is like we put them under one box. A manuto etu community hoy jetia enokai hobo. He or she might not be like that, but that is how this social evils we can fight. Through what? Through this cultural exchange programs. Aru ki hoy? Foster empathy and compassion for people from different background. Then one, strengthening people-to-people ties. Yate ki hoy? Creates opportunities for interaction and collaboration between border residents. Builds trust and confidence. Then what? Exchange, joint initiatives. Ite joint initiatives eneke বহুত হয়, যেনেকে কিবা ফেস্ট পাতিলে বা মিউজিক্যাল ফেস্টে পাতিলে বা কিবা এনেকে কালচারাল ফেস্ট পাতিলে, ফর এক্সাম্পল এটুতো বাৰু নর্থ ইস্ট রিজন এনেকে হেৰি নহয়, দ্যাট ইজ আ গ্লোবাল ইভেন্ট, জাস্ট ফর দ্য সেক অফ কারেন্ট এফেয়ার্স কৈ আছো মানে। পাংচুপাছ তোমাৰ পাংচুপাছ উইন্টাৰ ফেষ্টিভেল, এইটো অৰুণাচলৰ পিনে হয়। So this is again it's a global event. This is not like only northeastern regional karone nohoy, it's a global event. Etu India aru Myanmar eloge jointly kore etu. So around January time ot hoy, second week of January henoka. Anyways, so the other thing ki hobo aru economic cooperation hobo, facilitates trade and commerce through there won't be any obstacle if the transportation from one state to the another. Okay, there will be free and easy transportation. Then what? Promotes joint ventures in tourism, handicrafts, and other sectors. So these are the things that it encourages. Then what? Creates employment opportunities and improve livelihoods. Conflict resolution, manublake jodi understanding hoy, hitu bikhoy jodi olop accept kore, tetia ki hobo junbu conflicts hoy ase ebur eneo komi jabo hoy na. So what does it do? It provides platform for dialogue and negotiation rather than people getting violent. Okay, reduces tension and prevents escalation of conflicts. Then what? Encourages peaceful coexistence and cooperation. Another thing what it does, preservation of cultural heritage, promotes exchange of traditional knowledge, arts and crafts. Then you have enhances cultural diversity and identity, fosters pride and local heritage. I am thinking that you will understand because it's like very simply written. So that's the reason why I'm not explaining this. Okay, so specific examples ki hoy. Joint festivals and celebrations, student exchange programs, artists and musical collaborations, sports and cultural activities. Then community development project involving both the sides. So by investing in cultural exchange programs, northeastern region, NER region, it can be what peaceful and prosperous and united, and what united future for the borderlands. Okay, enake kiba eta conclusion eta likhi dibo para aru. Etia swa ki ase, discuss the major factors responsible for migration of population of Assam and state its probable socio-economic consequences. Okay, the question is asking what major factors to responsible hoy migration of people or population into Assam. Ki Assamate kyo manu ahe. Okay, that's what it's asking. Aru etu hudise ki so junbur socio-economic consequences, so hetu migration of karne ama socio-economic ki result hobo pare, ki consequences hobo pare. So etia you can just write a short introduction ki Assam, a northeastern state in India, has witnessed significant population influx over the years. Amar bahut basic conflicts hoy gose hoy nai because of illegal migration by migration karone bahut basi issue akote hoy gose. But anyway, so kiba eta eneke introduction eta likhi dibo para. Second, etia ki hobo, next let us now come to the socio-economic consequences. Okay, factors, let's learn the factors that why Assam, why do people come in Assam and why they are asking about Assam. So economic factors ki hoy that why people come here in Assam is poverty and unemployment. So ketiaba ki hoy neighboring states ba neighboring countries blakor tat bahut besi poverty hoy, unemployment hoy, and to look for better avenues they come to Assam. Okay, for example Bangladesh. Then land availability, bahut besi land ase. Okay, so Assam's fertile lands, naturally we are quite blessed, isn't it, for when it comes to natural resources. So it attracts those migrant workers also. So hetu eta second reason how economic factors, one of the economic factors. Then what? Then wage differential. Eta ketiaba ki hoy baki state ba baki countries blakor amar ipinor wage to olop high hoy. So that's why, because the wage is higher, that's the reason why it pulls people towards Assam. Then comes demographic factor. Demographic factor ki diye ki high population growth, rapid population. Ike kisuman jagat they have very high population. Okay, so hey population to karne any resource crunch eta hoi jay heneke juntu jagat basic population, it becomes a burden for the place there. Hey karne they kind of migrate to Assam. So because of this resource crunch due to high population, they force people to migrate, and migration kori kori Assamot ahi pai. Then religious and ethnic similarities. So মানুহে আৰু কিয় migrate কৰিব এটা জায়গা পাতে, when you know that there are people like you who follows the same culture, maybe language or religion. So hetu karone Assamতো মানে বহুত হেনকা আমাৰ shared culture আৰু এবোৰ আছে কাৰণে তো আহি neighboring countries পৰা নেকে আহি যায়. Okay, political factors কি হয়? Political factors হ'ব border porosity, মানে border খন বহুত porous হলে মানে easily মানুহে illegal way আহি যাব পাৰে without facing any consequences, মানে ধৰা নপৰে. হেতু এটা political factors হয় কিন্তু আমাৰ porous Indo-Bangladesh border juntu poa jay, so people cross over illegally. Then comes political instability. So ketia ki hoy kisuman neighboring states hok ba neighboring countries hok ketia ki hoy political instability hoy nai ketia jod besi conflicts holi thake ba kiba sage, that also another factor that pushes people away and encourage them to kind of go and look for other place to settle down. Ta homor karone issue hoy. Second ki hoy socio cultural factors, social cultural factors মানে এটো ভাবি লোৱা কি আগতেও এটা ফ্যামিলিয়ে মাইগ্ৰেট কৰিছে অসমত, so now next his other relatives are also migrating, okay, এনেকুৱা হৈ যায়. So family and kinship or কিছুমান ties যোনটো থাকে, so imagine one family is migrated, so that mamaji, uncleji, taoji কোনোবা থাকে গলে আৰু তো তেখেতলোক পিছলে আকৌ হেতু লোকেশনতে they follow the previous people and they end up in that location. Then comes what? Then comes socio-economic consequences of migration, the second part of the question. Jitya bostu migration hoy, so of course there will be certain consequences, and most of the time the result is never good. Okay, so etu ki hoy, influx of population has far-reaching socio-economic consequences. Prothom to ki hoy, demographic changes, population pressure hoy jay, increased population has led to strain in resources, employment opportunities, so eta government er karone etu eta extra burden hoy jay. Then demographic imbalance hoy jay, ki hoy, change the leading potential social tension and composition mane ki hoy, manohor language hok but junto aborigines bur already ase, natives bur jo ase, it kinds of their culture, their language becomes threat, they have to face threat from the other jodi migration to bahut besi level oke hoy. So this is one of the factor ki demographic imbalance hoy, population pressure hoy jay, natural resources upor, employment opportunities bahut digdar hoy jay, government er upor bahut burden ahi jay. So these are the some of the consequences. Then we come economic impacts of ki hai, employment and unemployment. Okay, economic impacts thake ki basically jodi bahir pra migrant workers bur ahi thake ba migrant kore, তেতিয়া employment opportunities bur bahut kom hoy jay, bahut limited hoy jay, তেতিয়া junbur already local population thake tekhetlokor karone bahut besi digdar hoy jay heneki. So what happened, cannot provide labor force, it can lead to unemployment mo jondu koisu in the economy, and it will become very difficult. So again standard of living to baki natives lakor included soborle beya hoy jabo. Then what, land and resource issues, again competition barhi jabo for settlement. Why not? So you have to cut down forest, you have to look for new places to settle down, so hetu karone disputes so hoboy. Then comes infrastructure strain, increased population pressure on such as housing, education, healthcare. Imagine jimane besi population hobo burden to himan besi hoy jay no, and most of the time it's very difficult to know that if this person is native mane or this person is an illegal migrant heneke to ami it's very difficult to identify as such. So even if they get the citizenship, population to bahar karone amar eibur factors to bahut besi overburden hoy jay. Then comes what, socio cultural impacts, identity crisis hoy jay, definitely assimilate hoy jay no bahut besi tekhet migrants lakor nijor bhasha, nijor tradition ekin epina, so identity indigenous people were, they feel threatened, they face actually threats aru ki hoy, identity crisis or social tension. Language and culture mo juntu koisu, the domination of the migrant language and culture can erode the indigenous languages and culture. Law and order follow mane maintain koribole bahut digdar hoy jay, problems hoy jay keneke, including crimes hoy jay, basically ethnic clashes hoy jay, to bahut besi eburu impacts pore. Okay, then comes what, environmental. Now see, when there's so much influx of people, they will always need more place to settle down, they will need more resources for themselves, so tetia amar environmental to bahut besi impact pore. For example, deforestation hoy jay. Okay, kyo karone koribo lagibo, settlement and agriculture karone forest area katete, ketia ba population bahut besi barhi jay, sorry, pollution, not population, pollution bahut besi barhi jay. So these are the things. So ketia ba etu nohoy ki migration hoa to khali beyae, bhalo kisuman thake, that skill development hoy, manohor notun notun bostu hika jay, but then again over and uncontrolled migration hole is state juntu ahe etu bahut hoy jay. Okay, so it can bring benefits in terms of economic activities, but also it possesses significant challenges that require careful management and policy intervention. All right, etu eta conclusion eta likhi. So So we'll do the second, this one after. I'll just take a 2-minute breather and we'll start with the. Okay. So welcome back to the second part. So yate etu question hodise ki smart cities in India. Okay. Smart cities in India cannot sustain without smart villages. Examine the statement in the context of Assam. Etia yate ami ki likhibo paru. First, so I'll skip the introduction. Tomorrow enake kiba ta likhi lobo aru. Interconnectedness of urban and rural India. Ki hoy? Resource dependency hoy. How? Rural areas are consistent supply of what? Food, water, raw material, right? So juntu bostu urban areas blakok, industrial areas blakok dorkar hoy. Then comes human capital. Rural areas are reservoir of what? Skilled and unskilled labor. Arjuntu bostu again urban areas dorkar hoy plus ebur bostu rural economy karone bahut beshi important hoy. Then comes what? Market for urban products. Etia raw materials to ami rural areas blakor pai jam. But what about the okay, junbur urban products hoy mane finished goods and products bu jun hoy ebur bostu karone amak market lagibo. So urban area to sell koriboy logote rural areas to those finished goods and products eta market area poa jay. Okay, so these are three of the factors that I have given here. Ki koise yate prothom to hol resource dependency upon each other thake. Second ki thake human capital mane human resource, okay, skilled and unskilled laborer. Then ki thake market urban junbur finished goods and products hoy hebur sell koribole they need a market both tomar rural and as well as urban areas. Etu to eta bostu eta ahi thake. So village consider what? Significant market of industries of driving economic growth both areas mane juntu bahut essential hoy because they are interconnected. Okay, so one area cannot survive with the other. So what happens? So smart cities hole nohobo, you need also smart villages also. Okay, then we come to the next, what? Waste management. Yate ki koise effective waste management karon water karone bahut beshi dependent thake urban areas blak. And imagine if entire bostu populated beshi pollution to beshi pari jay etia bahut digdar ho jabo pare. Then Assam unique context of ki hoy agriculture and natural resources. Assam econ again we are very heavily reliant on what? Agriculture and natural resources. Smart villages approach ki koribo ebur utilize koribo efficient use koribo sustainable juntu hoy mane development hisabe hetu hisabe tekhetloke heri koratu bahut beshi important hoy. So that will what? To reduce environmental impact and ensure steady supply of produce to urban centers. Juntu raw material urban centers of dorkar hoy so that they get a steady supply. So that is when it comes to Assam's context. Then aru ki ase yat migration and urbanization. It Assam has witnessed the migration issues ase. So imagine if there is not enough resources in the village by employment nai ba enike kiba tekhetlukor livelihood or ways nai tenehole definitely they will go to the rural areas. Urban areas of pine jabo and tetia urban areas kole ki hobo again overburden overpopulation ho jabo. So hetu karone etu eta bostu smart villages are very important so that we can stop that level of migration, that he overburden hoi na jay urban areas blake. Okay, so the other thing is that what? Connectivity. Origin juntu hoy digital infrastructure hoy healthcare hoy market information hoy junbur lage hebur sob bostu jate rural tomar villages blakoto jate poa jay, because you see horu kothat jate they don't have to for medical by healthcare by enokwa they do not have to again go to the urban areas. And also junbur apunar digital infrastructure hoy it will what it will do, it will kind of reduce the digital divide. Then comes preservation of culture and heritage. If there is migration usually ki hoy basi all of migration itna hone hoi thakile he cultural junbur traditions thake culture thake hetu mane all of ki kom they dissolve hoi jay all of dissolve hoi jabo because they come in contact with others also, no, so sometimes they follow the other baki manu blak traditions and culture সেই কাৰণে এটো যদি আমি হেৰিটেজটো যদি আমি ৰাখিব বিচাৰো so that way rural areas to আমি বহুত বেছি protect and preserve কৰিব লাগিব কেনেকে contribute কি হয় smart villages can contribute to what preserving Assam's rich cultural heritage by promoting sustainable tourism and digital documentation okay so let's move on again okay then come challenges and opportunities ki hoy while the interdependence of is evident challenges such as ki hobo infrastructure gaps digital literacy financial constraint needs to be addressed okay enoka ki initiative loise digital india program hebur loise juntu it will help with juntu digital divide hoy hetu mane bostu kom koribole so conclusion tomaloke eni kibara likhi dia okay what ki hobo it will what do we need a holistic approach juntu bostu it will integrate both the smart city and the smart villages okay so heneke tomaloke eni conclusion likhi bini we can finish off with that question now comes the next yate ki likha ase employment prospects of Assam youth at national level is very limited without adequate English language critically analyze the statement etia a statement to swa very limited without what adequate knowledge of English I mean this is like this again this is a very oversimplified statement hoy sabogole karon it's very complex isn't it unemployment and all skill ebur bostu bahut complex mane issues hoy aru eta reason na thake etu karone there are multiple reasons they multi dimensional hoy na and English to jana na jana that doesn't give you any credit with how much intelligence you have all right so English to janile je kunba manu ekdom intelligent hobo ba skilled hobo hetu nohoy ya advantages ase when you work for some MNC when you work for some international companies advantages thakibo pare but it is not a silver bullet for unemployment or eta magical solution nohoy English so hetu bostu ami eneke just no proper ke moi etu likhi thoi disu ki hoy that eta introduction di dibo para second importance of English to ase of course advantage eta tundu moi koisu why because lingua franca mane in the sense like English is the one of the highest speaking languages all over the world so he kane eta communication of by enokwa interaction of it will always be advantageous to kind of connect with people if one has the one knows how to speak in English to however okay so jetia koisu ki advantages code ase when you work for some MNC okay multinational companies hok ba kisman bahiro companies hok etia English too will help but that doesn't mean that you know somebody who knows English is better than the other okay then what access to information English serves as what gateway to the reciprocal knowledge from information empowering learning group so etu hoy see that's when global population to connect koribole easy hoy so that's how you learn more knowledge or into access hoy to it becomes easier because it'll be easier for you to grab things right what they are saying anyways limitation of the statement ki hoy overemphasis on English like I said it doesn't mean English jana manere je to employability hobo ba kiba manujon both skilled hobo eku enokwa eko kotha nahe so any example so many successful professors from non-English background have excellent kisman manu enoka thake jone English kobo na jane kinu bahut bhalo likhe another there are type of anyways regional disparities of impact of English problem varies to different sectors okay ite kisumanot tumar English language jana dorkari hoy kisumanot nohoy so he karone etu nai to etia ki hoy that there is more demand for English in the rural areas more than urban areas rather than the rural areas it way question second then what aru ki ahibo neglect of local language jodi English opore besi over emphasize ami koru the local languages will come under threat hoy nai it is not bad that you know English but the thing is it's better if one is multilingual কি ইংলিশো জানে নিজৰ ভাষাটো ভালকে জানে হেতু হিসাবে so that way one can also preserve their heritage and linguistic diversity ya aru ki dise economic factors এতিয়া unemploymentor baki কি issues ho pare poverty unemployment lack of equal education often barriers at এতিয়া English language is not the barrier why not there are other factors what education quality education is one of the factors like I said it is not a silver bullet it magically kiba ta mane remedy ta ulai jay hetu nohoy but there are other factors there are so it's multi dimensional hoy jintu ami koi so hebur bostu hebur we need to address okay then comes a balanced perspective what ki koise rather than being English as a panacea, a more holistic approach is required. What does it involve? English language education, improving English language, especially in rural areas. Because urban areas are quite tricky. Skill development lagibo. You know, it's very until unless one is a skilled worker, most of the time, bhal jobs neke poa bahut digdari hoy jay. Okay, multilingualism mo juntu koisu ki it's okay English can be you know it's good if somebody knows English but then again one has to be multilingual so that they can also preserve their culture and their language. Then comes what addressing socio-economic challenges ki hoy implementing policy can reduce policy kisuman enoka policies ami implement koribo lagibo mane address koribo lagibo for example like we need to create more jobs we need to improve access to quality education okay so hebur bostu ami poverty reduction karone ami kisman koribo lagibo so in conclusion ami etu likhibo paru ki English language is undoubtedly the advantages hoy but again but hetu bostu mane je remedy eta hobo employment or hetu nohoy but reason nohoy it's not one of the reasons that the youth are not getting jobs yeah a lot of disadvantage eta hoy that if you do not speak better English in certain kisuman sectors okay but not for all so what do we need a multifaceted approach okay so next come to the next question okay is climate change a disaster risk okay is climate change a disaster risk how is disaster risk magnified by climate change okay discuss with reference to disasters in Assam okay climate change karone amar bahut issues hoy ase so it okay the first thing ki hoise climate change is what it is a catalyst for disaster bahut beshi amar risk ahi goise hetu karone eta ki hoy it intensifies mane bahut mane jumbo natural hazards hoy jay teneke tumi sailwa rising sea levels glacier bur melt hoy goise aru teneke ecosystem amar jumbo ecosystem bahut beshi impact korise so this is a kind of I wrote as a introduction so hekane climate change mane ki hoise amak bahut beshi impact korise ar jar karone disaster risk to bahai dise okay then comes what are the what does magnifying disaster risk ki bostu so climate change magnifies disaster risk in several ways so climate change karone junbu disaster hoise bahut ways karone amar karone bostu aru bahai dise okay so prothomote ki hoy increased frequency and intensity of extreme weather events so climate change karone junbu weather events hoy ase bahut extreme hoy goise hoyto bahut beshi gorom hoyto bahut beshi rainfall hoy goise kobat bahut beshi thanda hoise ba kobat eneke agote jot snowfall hoy ta snowfall no hoise enoka mane bahut beshi kisman disparity frequency by possible ifal hoy ase okay then what rising sea levels ki hoise hetu karone rising sea levels junbu coastline regions hoy ki several ways of junbu koisu ki ways hoy eta to hoy goise rising sea level so junbu coastal areas hoy hebur karone bahut digdar hoy goise okay there is risk of what flooding erosion salt water intrusion and impacting livelihood and ecosystem etu digdar hoy goise of course jodi flood hoy jay jodi agriculture damage hoy jay then hole to ecosystem to impact korise because of this flood and everything disaster tar upor livelihood upor to bahut beshi effect korise then what altered rainfall patterns মই যে কৈছো কবাত একদম বৰষুণে নহয় কবাত বহুত বেছি বৰষুণ হৈছে হেতু এটা হৈছে হেতু কাৰণে এগেইন ইকোনমিক লস হৈছে যোনবোৰ ডিপেন্ডেন্ট হয় ৰেইনফললে এগ্ৰিকালচাৰ এক্টিভিটিজ লাকৰ কাৰণে হেতু ইস্যু হৈছে দেন মেল্টিং গ্লেচিয়াৰ এণ্ড স্নো কাভাৰ্স কবাত মানে স্নো হেৰি কৰা বন্ধ হৈ গৈছে গ্লেচিয়াৰ্সবোৰ বহুত বেছি মেল্ট হৈ গৈছে গলি গৈছে যাৰ কাৰণে এগেইন সি লেভেল ৰাইজ হৈছে এটো কি হৈছে দেন এগেইন what does it happens floods এতিয়া ইকোসিস্টেম disruption হৈ গৈছে হেতু কাৰণে another key climate change disturb ecosystem leading to biodiversity loss and reduced ecosystem services এই কিছুমান বস্তু যদি ক্লাইমেটটো অলপ বেছি গৰম হৈ থাকে তো বা তোমাৰ কিছুমান প্লান্টস হেবু মানে কি কয় they are not being able to bloom or those flowers are not being able to bloom but কিছুমান animals এ breed কৰিব নোৱাৰে তো হেতু কাৰণে আমাৰ again ecosystem to বহুত বেছি disruption আহি গৈছে okay so this weakens natural disaster against natural defenses against disaster such as coastal protection and flood regulation so these are few of the crises that has been happening মানে যোনবোৰ patterns এবোৰ হৈ আছে okay then Assamor jodi ami case studies no because they are asking in relation with Assam to Assamor ki hoise etia Ahomor hoise they are very vulnerable to the impacts of climate change vulnerability kihot ami dekhisu the state is prone to disasters such as floods floods or issues so amar hoye thake landslides erosion earthquakes bahut karone amar problems hoye ase then comes what intensified floods every year there are so much we have to our floods are issue hoy right not only there's loss of human population or hoy animals or bahut digdari hoy our agricultural loss hoy our infrastructural loss hoy bahut besi every year our ebur widespread mane damages hoy due to flood then comes what landslides hoy hilly terrain blakot mane mati juntu ne khoi ahe landslides then comes erosion another reason for this climate change or issue hoy ase ki kore fertile land blakor karone mane juntu hoy leading to what erosion hole ki hobo fertile land bor mane bahut beshi mane tate agriculture koribo heneke digdari ho jay hoy na erosion ba kiba enoka hoy gol ki etu ki hobo etu kyo hoise erosion kyo hoise the reason for erosion is of course deforestation roots like a mati dekhor enake grab kori bhagbo para nai to anyways heat waves while not heat waves iman frequent nohoy kintu hoise bahut beshi etia manu hok animals hok apni heat waves or karone heat stroke hoy dhukaise karon iman beshi potokke gorom hoy jay all right so henoka bahut cases goise then what mitigation and adaptation strategies ami ki dibo paru early warning system disaster preparedness infrastructure resilience enoka infrastructure bonwa jay ki that will be protected from natural calamities like this but protect nokorilo at least it can minimize the damage complete protection nepalo sustainable agricultural practices ami use koribo lagibo then diversification ki hobo amar jontu dependence on agriculture olop ami hetu diverse koribo lagibo amar jontu economy heri hoy junbur amar economic dependency junbur ami lo for example agriculture hok ba kiba enoka hok juntu hetu ami olop diverse try koribo lagibo we cannot just be dependent on one factor okay then what climate financing enoka bostubur ami lobo lagibo juntur bostubur or any technology or anything that will what reduce the junbur ki hoy disaster junbur risk hoy hebur olop amar jate reduce hoy ar henoka adaptation efforts or karone ami we have to move forward the other thing is by implementing this Assam can will it will just moi heri likhi disu apnar what you say conclusion okay so this is just I have written a conclusion so conclusion nijor mote enike likhi labo moi just for the sake of here I have written probably I wouldn't write that way just eta generic kiba conclusion moi ya karone likhi disu paru So now next come to the next question. Etu ki hoy, discuss the events leading to the signing of the Yandabo Treaty. Into hoisle kita 24 February 1826. So events ki hoisle. I'll just say it like that. Prothomote tuma already ketia Ahom Ahom you know they were already in the declining state. We were by the end of the Ahom into reign asile mane dynasty to all of already declining state asile. Boron Borfukone epine asile, he wanted his own power, and then Chandrakanta so Boron Borfukone go epine Cobra help lole, Manopra help lole. Okay, Burmese pa help lole. তাৰ পিছত এপিনে চন্দ্ৰকান্ত গৈ পিনে ব্ৰিটিছৰ পৰা এনেকে মাতি আনিলে কি আমাক এনেকুৱা হৈছে এনেকুৱা তো অলৰেডি দেয়াৰ वाज আ টাগ অফ ৱাৰ তো হেতু বস্তুতে দিস আর দ্য ইভেন্টস এনেকে লিড কৰিলে তো কি হল বাৰ্মিছ আহিলে অসমক এনেকে ইনভেট কৰিব ধৰিলে বহুত মানে ব্লাড শেড হল তাৰ পিছত ব্ৰিটিছ আহিলে the British and the Burmese fought battle the British won and Yandabo Treaty was signed আৰু হেতুতে কি হল ব্ৰিটিছে কি লৈ ললে আমাৰ Kekhonman Kuku district lole. So British sovereignty what Assam, Manipur, and Kachar British under goal, and even Burmese or junto area asile. Burma kisman area British lole. Okay, janeke asile Arakan and Tanaserin. Etu British lole plus war indemnity dile aru kiba kibi eneke bostu aru he pact to he treaty to sign for. So basically it is all about ki hol Burmese or nijor territorial expansion lagisile ipne nijor territorial expansion kori asile plus Ahomot amar instability hoisle karon power struggle choli asile so all these factors sob milai mili ultimately it led to the Yandabo Treaty which happened between the British East India Company and the Burmese areas. The Burmese force. Okay, now let's move on to the next question. So I'll just try to make it faster. Okay, what do you mean by extreme weather events? Have you observed any such events in recent years? What could be the impacts of such events? Discuss with example. Extreme weather events, again, climate change or a lot of climate change, disaster management, you know, part of it. So extreme weather events so hoy ase every day no hoy but try hoy every year we face flood hobo heat wave hobo ba kiba hobo we are facing, right? So it example lo ki hobo to first of all extreme weather what do you mean to hoy ki it's characterized by what the intensity duration and impact. Okay, hetu tumar bahut beshi intensity thwa hetu bostu ami extreme weather events boli kau aru kenoka hoy what are they like heat waves hoy excessive high temperature rainfall hoy jar karone bahut flood hoy droughts mane akal mane pani sani nai dry cyclones and hurricanes tornadoes ebo bostu eta extreme weather etu events hoy. Okay, these are the examples. Now let's come our weather events in Assam kotha hodise no to yate ki hoisile 2020 Assam to flood hoye thake kedin manor agoto hoisile so eto June hoisile bahut beshi affected how many district amar loss of lives hoy amar bahut beshi economic bahut beshi strain pore bahut beshi manu bilakor displacement hoy distress hoy. Okay, impact eto flooding hoy loss of life widespread damages disruption of agricultural activities hey to economic loss hoy again not just human being even the wildlife bahut beshi we lose wild animals or we lose our cattle and all also during this events hoy thake. Cyclone Amphan hoisile ketia 2022 অসমত যেতিয়া হৈছিলে তাতো মানুহ মৰিছে এটা ৰিসেন্টলি সাইক্লোন ৰিমেল হৈ গল তাতো মানুহ মৰিছে তো হেবু বস্তু বহুত বেছি আমাৰ এক্সট্রিম এটো এক্সাম্পল হয়. Okay, so you can write impact so impact our existing problems ki hoy challenges hobo flood effect hobo increasing overall ebur besi ebur impact hoy. tar pisot ahibo heat waves ot ki hoy bahut besi extreme sudden there is a mane bahut high intensity mane গৰম হয় মানে বহুত জীবজন্তু হক মানুহ হক বহুত দিগদাৰ হয় এবা some of them dies out of heat stroke. Okay, so আমাৰ হেতু আমি এতিয়া এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স কৰিব ধৰিছো. again not only just human, even agriculture বস্তুবোৰ ন কিছুমান plants বা fruits হওক বা agriculture products হয় যোনবোৰ extreme heatত নোৱাৰে grow কৰিবলৈ এইবোৰ বস্তু বহুত বেছি আমাৰ লছ হৈ যায় প্লাছ ইমান বেছি হাই টেম্পাৰেচাৰ হলে হেল্থ ইস্যুজ আহি যায় তো these are the few of the impacts when it comes to heat waves. Then what আমাৰ অসমত কি হয় okay তো সেইবোৰে অসমত লছ অফ লাইফ ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হৈ যায় বহুত বেছি আমাৰ ফাইনান্সিয়েল বাৰ্ডেন এটা আহি যায় বিকজ ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হ'ব বহুত আমাৰ গভৰ্নমেন্টৰ ওপৰতো ফাইনান্সিয়েল বাৰ্ডেনছ হয় মানুহবিলাকৰো বহুত দিগদাৰ হৈ যায় হেনেকে ডিসপ্লেসমেন্ট হৈ যায় ফ্লাড হলে মানুহবিলাকে এৰি থৈ যাব লাগিব প্লাছ ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেমেজটো হ'বই ভূমিকম্প যদি আহে বা তোমাৰ ফ্লাড যদি হয় লেণ্ডশ্লাইড যদি হয় তো ৰাস্তাবোৰ ব্ৰিজ হওক বা যি হওক বা বিল্ডিংছবোৰ বহুত বেছি ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ ডেমেজো এনেকুৱা হয় so these are some of the impacts. Then economic losses মই যোনটো কলো and then environmental degradation হৈ যায় okay leading to certain biodiversity loss. Okay, so it is what do we write at a conclusion eta moi yate ani likhi disu ki increasingly being recognized as a major factor of control frequency in the extreme weather. Climate change is the আমি ইমানেই বেছি ক্লাইমেট এক্সপ্লইট কৰা হল কি নাও এইবোৰ ইস্যুজ আমি হেকানে ফেস কৰিবলগীয়া so climate change is a major reason why আমাৰ এইবোৰ extreme weather events হয় there is a sudden disruption there is a sudden change in the weather okay now give your comments on the need of fusion this is a very interesting mane I really liked this question paper बहुत interesting question paper बनाइছে এবাৰ okay কি কৈছে ইয়াতে give your comments on the need of fusion in Assamese music for the sake of wider acceptability ঠিক আছে Assamese music ইয়াতে বহুতখিনি চ্যালেঞ্জেসও আহি যাব পাৰে বহুত ভালো হয় বহুত বেয়া এডভান্টেজেসও আছে চ্যালেঞ্জেসও আছে ঠিক তো ইয়াতে কি হৈছে they are asking for your opinion they are asking for your comment so what do you need to do so ami fusion to hoy ki it's a blending of musical styles ki jazz di dise folk di dise ba kiba enokwa rock di dise so mane mix and match kori pine eneke dhuniya ke ta music produce korise why it will have a wider audience any audience that can understand so potential fan benefits ki hoy jay amar wider acceptability yeah because you know imagine Assamese culture because one is you know music banaise Assamese culture Assamese folk ba music tar upor alo western kiba dhali dise so wider acceptance sakibo no to bele eta manu to sabo other than the Assamese crowd okay then what innovation and creativity basic experimentation hobo basic manu aru you know they'll try to bring in more people so more people would want to contribute so hetu karone aru besi eta ki hobo amar innovation and creativity to bahi jabo then comes what cultural exchange hobo definitely if you're making fusion Assamese language loi loisa hepine kono ba english or loi loisa ba hepine kiba rajasthaniye loi loisa to heneke jodi tumalke you know kono mix kori bone to cultural exchange ho jabo ke people will be more janeke eta folk studio janeke hoy they take folk and then they also take some modern to do music hoy for example hey rock hok ba enoka কিন্তু অংগৰাগ মহন্ত আৰু দুলাল মাংকি এনেকুৱা এতিয়া মানে বস্তু কি হয় ৰিচ টু গ্লোবাল ৰিচ যোনটো হয় বহুত বেছি হয় people from all community people from people different language speaking people সবেই মানে তেতিয়া পাবল হয় okay challenges and cautions of কি আছে preservation of authenticity ketiaba sometimes you might lose your authenticity by trying to kind of basically jodi nijor folk to you know pahori mili jodi you put stress more on that others etia mane ki hoy he jontu amar agor dinor pa choli ahise tradition ke authenticity gusi jabo pare commercialization to ki hobo he artistic jontu integrity hoy no ketia ba etia clickbait ba kenoka hoy mane just for the sake of common money or are ready to do anything so hetu eta bostu we need to protect and safeguard ki commercialization kane mane man limit jate exceed no kore balancing a tradition with modernity jontu moi koisu ki folk jontu hoy traditional music jontu hoy we need to make sure that we balance both of them the modern music কিন্তু crowd hoy ajikali crowd to eneu olop beshi fusion etu bhal pai বা modern music etu olop besi hune. Okay, this younger generation. So we need to make sure that we kind of balance both of them. All right. Then comes for example of success stories. Example kun ami dibo par moi jeneke eta dislu Angorak Mohanto aru Dulal Manki jentu bhal asile coke sticker. Then again Bhupen Hazarikao ase june he kind of mix and matches our key musical with with all of western elements so tate dhali die. So this is one of the things. This is one of the just example, but one ke paponor ba jeneke example jodi disa tenahole bhal. Okay, so what contemporary music, modern SMS bands are increasingly experimenting to etia karone with fusion and blending traditional instrument with contemporary genres like electronic music di dise agote tabla harmonium hebur amar jonbur mane folk mane traditional he ase. Now they have added more what electronic thing, more jonbur gadgets hoy jonbur which is more appealing to the younger generation. Itu popularity mane gain korise. So Assamese fusion in Assamese music ki. So now we know that there are two sides of the same coin. The advantages to ase amar disadvantages ase. Jodi disadvantages bu ketia hobo jeti ami balance nokoro. Thik ase jodi we completely let go of our folk and traditional music tetia amar digdar hobo. But if we take both of them side by side tetia amar heneke iman challenges bu we can kind of subdue those challenges. Okay, so eneke kiba eta moi conclusion likhi dilu kintu moi eta koisu mane that we need to take both of them, we need to balance out. And then 18 ki hoise Assam has a potential to accelerate development of tourism through innovative presentation of various indigenous festivals using music of this state. So amar eta both potential Assam is like a gold mine of tourism hoy nai etia bahut besi unexplored hoy. So etia ki hoy yate ki koise tekhet loke ki indigenous festival using music of the state to substantiate the statement with what reasons. So etia ki hoise Northeast is a gem of India. Eta introduction eta normal kiba eta di diba kintu mane and if we kind of support or festivals cuisine and all ami jodi aru besi prasar koru tenahole accelerate tourism kiba ta likhi diba. Okay, then reason for potential tourism boom in Assam ki hoy rich cultural heritage. We are very rich, we have so many communities, we have so many tribes, each tribe have their own music, own clothes, own tradition. Kintu bostu ami we can showcase it to the world, which will help again into tourism. Okay, music ase jontu ase. There is what rich cultural heritage ase amar, untapped population ase. So bahut mane junbur kisman jaga ase amar Ohomor etialoke hebur ami manu heneke joai nai ba swai nai. Imagine hebur ami etialoke he opportunities bur jodi pai jai Assamese youth lake to tetiao mane bahut besi tourism or karone bhal hobo potential. Then experimental tourism etia ki hoy kisuman tourist na hoy experience koribole ahe. Suppose local life to ba village life to heneke experience koribo jay tatu amar bahut besi potential ase. We have all this ki kom indigenous festivals ase, villages ase, amar bhal cuisine mane food hebur ase. So hebur bostu tekhet loke mane it will help them that way because they would like to experience how our food tastes, how our music feels mane hears, or amar dance bur kenoka hoy. So that will again bring in a lot of tourism prospects to Assam. Then come economic impact ki hoy tourism can signify ki hoy amar Assam juntu economic impact hoy hetut ki hobo amar employment bahibo hoy nai employment bahibo tapse ki infrastructure bhal hobo ki and overall mane amar juntu our quality of life. Okay, then preservation of culture ki likhise promoting of indigenous using music through what tourism can help. Ekto tourism besi hole manuhe to hebure sabole ahibo, so it will help what ekto we will get economic gains to ami pami plus amar junbur tradition hoy culture hoy heritage hoy it will help us preserve. Okay, because people want to come, no, so we'll try to keep that, people will try to keep that intact. So that way it will help what? Preserve and revitalize our culture. Then comes innovative presentation of ami ki dibo paru. To maximize the potential of tourism, Assam needs to adopt certain innovative approach also. Ki hoy? Thematic festivals hobo pare, jeneke ki culture, jeneke bihu festival hol ba Poro look black or festival hog, missing look black or so we can attract those tourists. Culinary tools more junto koso, culinary tools are basically food. Okay, eburo karne ahi jabo pare. Music and dance, these are the things to maximize our if we showcase all this will again our tourism sector to boom kora mane boom koribo. Then the most important thing now, that's a digital world, you know. Tate amar hekane digital marketing amar karone bahut beshi. So whatever our culture is, or what digital marketing eta global outreach eta mane is very important. And once we gain that, it will be very easy for us mane tourism karone, right? So collaboration and partnership o lagibo. Collaboration ki lagibo ki private public collaboration lagibo, infrastructure development or karone hog ba kiba eta ki koribo lage. ভাল কিবা এটা এক্সপেৰিয়েন্স যদি টুৰিজম বিলাকক দিব লাগিব, তো সেইবোৰৰ কাৰণে ভাল ইনফ্ৰাষ্ট্ৰাকচাৰ লাগিব, জেগা লাগিব, থাকা মেলা, এইবোৰ আমাৰ প্ৰাইভেট পাব্লিক পাৰ্টনাৰশ্বিপতে বহুত। তাৰপিছত কি হ'ব, লোকেল ইনভলভমেণ্ট লাগিব। ফৰ এক্সাম্পল হোম ষ্টে লৈ লোৱা, কিবা এনেকুৱা সেইবোৰ কৰিছে, বা আৱেৰনেছ কি টুৰিষ্ট আহিলে কেনেকুৱা কি বিহেভ কৰিব লাগিব, বস্তুবোৰ জেগাবোৰ কেনেকৈ ৰাখিব লাগিব। So local involvement is also very necessary. Then let's come next. So itu eta ene moi conclusion dilu ki by strategically leveraging this its cultural asset, Assam can mane ebur junbur amar asset ase na, cultural hok, natural hok, ebur asset to jodi ami bhalke use koru, to amar, like I said, it's a gold mine. Assam is a gold mine when it comes to tourism. There's still so many unexplored destinations and places that people can come visit. Now, 19. He say illustrate with suitable example how the government of Assam has encouraged young generation to opt for career in sports. So, agote manu bilake besi bhag mane amar they wanted that the children should study. So baki junbur activities hoy, bahut kini activities mane thaki jay. Suppose etia bahut kini parents hai, if a child is into sports, jetia olop dangor hoy ahe ba kiba class 9 10 tetia sports rokhai diye. Now you have to concentrate more on study. Henoka kisman issues ase. So anyways, so amar government enoka ki kori steps loise ba enoka ki kori ase, example hudise juntu mane manu younger generation junbur ahi ase, that they are opting for sports. Ajikali ami eta dekhisu, there is a trend that people are going for sports, which is a very good thing. Sports infrastructure, jeneke sports complexes, stadiums banai goise, example keneke Kangaroo sports complex, Indira Gandhi sports stadium, to hebur bonwa karone bahut kini manuhe jega paise sports karone. They are getting places where they can go and practice. Okay, the infrastructure I said, then upgradation of existing facilities. So junbur already asile agor purona stadium ba facilities ba swimming pool ba kiba ako notun ke renovate korise, dhuniya ke অলপ টেকনলজিক্যালি এডভান্স কৰি মেলি দিছে, তো হেইবোৰ কিমান গভৰ্ণমেণ্টে কৰিছে। তাপা কি কৰিছে, স্পোর্টস স্কিমস বোৰ বহুত দিছে, হেলো ইন্ডিয়া স্কিম আহিছে, যোৰ অবজেক্টিভটোৱে হয় কি what the people from grassroots level সৰু হুৰা কি কেতিয়াবা আগতে পইচাৰ দিগদাৰ হোৱাৰ কাৰণেও বহুত মানুহে স্পোর্টস নেখেলা হৈ গৈছে, ইভেন দো দে wer such মানে বহুত ক্যালিবার থাকা মানুহবিলাকে, বহুত পটেনশিয়াল থাকা মানুহে ডিউ টু ফাইনেন্সিয়াল ইস্যুজ বা কিবা এনেকুৱা ইস্যুজ, কালচাৰেল ইস্যুজে হ'ব পাৰে, সিহঁতৰ কালচাৰে বা ট্ৰেডিশ্যনে এলাউ নকৰে এনেকুৱা কৰিবলৈ, সেনেকুৱা কাপোৰ পিন্ধিবলৈও কিছুমান পেৰিয়াছ আহে মুঠতে সেইটো কৈছিলে। চ' এনিৱেজ হেলো ইণ্ডিয়া স্কিমে সেই বস্তুবোৰ কিছুমান what are they doing, they promoting from the grassroots. Okay, implementation in Assam amar Assamotu bahut ase hebur bostu, Khelo India, তোমাৰ খেল মহাৰণ, which are bringing communities together, which are encouraging children from different aspects of life to join and compete. So হেনকা কিছুমান বস্তু আহিছে, হেনেকে কি হয় ট্যালেন্ট আইডেন্টিফিকেশনও হৈ গৈছে, কোন ট্যালেন্টেড হয়, কাৰ বেছি কোন ভাল হয়, কোনটো স্পোর্টছত ই ভাল হ'ব, কোনটো স্পোর্টছত তাই ভাল হ'ব, এনেকেও আমি এটা আইডেন্টিফাই কৰিব পাৰিছো। Then Assam sports policies কি policies আছে features of this policy কি কৈছে promotes more among the youth by enhancing what infrastructure, providing financial assistance, supporting grassroots developments, and then focuses on creating more sports academies, okay, and training centers for our athletes. And then yate ki ase sports support for athletes. Bahut khini agote apnalake hunibo sage complain kore that we do not get enough support, we do not get enough training, we do not get enough keteba food hok ba kapur hok eburo karone bahut digdar hoy jay tekhet lokor karone. So now the government is doing that, so they enough support tekhet lokok dia jay keneke to scholarship dia goise, awards dia goise. So enoka bahut education centers ase, apnar sai ase, ss apnar etia sports academy ase, sports authority of India ase, sports authority of Assam ase, ebur bostu bahut beshi eneke ba support korise. Then again notable athletes like Hima Das, but etia amar Lovelina Buragohai, once they are gone to this international level you know, they are getting good jobs also. Episode they do not have to face any problem, right? So they are also getting good government jobs, like rehabilitate kori dise, bhal kori dise, so that they do not have to worry anything else apart from focusing on their sports. So hebu bahut beshi support dise. Junbur academic hoy, sai hok ba sports authority of Assam hoy, heburu bahut beshi support korise, bhal facilities dise, and purpose to etu hoise jate more people come in, that it becomes more easier, it becomes more friendlier for new generations to come and join. Okay, then ki eta sports culture eta create korise. Okay, creating a keneke sports day celebration korise ba kiba interstate ba inter school kiba kibi hebur patise. Then media coverage, media to bahut beshi prasar hoise, manu lokok encourage korise, kunuba jodi olop kiba khelot bhal korise tekhet lokok mane good footage dise, role models blakor mane upor bahut beshi you know promote korise, so that people see them as role model. Okay, junbur successful athletes hok, etia Neeraj Chopra hok ba etia aru ki Lovelina Buragohai ja kotha moi koisu, they are getting such focus that people are being encouraged from jeneke Mary Com and all hebur manu blakok enokake promote korise, that the younger generation are inspired by them and they want to be like them. Okay, so etu eta any conclusion isu, these initiatives have committed in growing ebook initiative juntu dise bahut to a large extent it has helped the community and the people right from the grassroots level to come and join sports. All right, then what comes? Then comes rural life of Assam is beautifully depicted in Assamese films. Analyze the statement with examples. How Assamese rural life is reflected in the movies of Janu Borua and Rima Das. So Janu Borua and Rima Das, they are one of the big, I would say, very talented, extraordinary filmmakers that Assam has produced. Nothing compares to them. Nothing compares. Nobody, no. Janu Borua, মোৰ মতে Janu Borua সমান কোনো হ'বই নোৱাৰে. Okay, and it's sad that we do not have many people like him. So etia question to hudise ki tekhet loke Rima Das aru Janu Boruai keneke village life to keneke depict korise in our cinema. So Janu Boruar kisman famous junbu cinema hoy jeneke Halodhiya Sarai Baodhan Khai junkhon moi saisu. Rima Dasor moi ekhone salu village rockstar. So I do not have Bulbul wants to sing ne kiba ekhon aru ekhon ase, I haven't. But anyways, for the sake, so Janu Boruar juntu moi Halodhiya Sarai Baodhan Khai juntu moi salu, there is this he showcased very simple and authentic village life mane besi ekdom hyper emotions henoka eko nai mane ekdom authentic emotion, normal manu ejone keneke react koribo, not there's all this musical ethics ekdom music di dise ba kiba di dise henoka eko nasile, and that's what makes it very real, you know. Okay, so etia ki koise, so case study ta ami jeneke loi lobo paro Halodhiya Sarai Baodhan Khai. Moi tate ki koislu etu bostue ki dekhaise mane don there was this farmer, okay, he was going through a lot of debt, পইচা নাছিলে, নিজৰ গৰু বিকিবলগীয়া হ'ল, খাবলৈ নাই, এনেকুৱা নাই, এনেকুৱা এটা ষ্টৰি লাইনটো হেনেকে যায়. So this is the what he says, he kind of portrays যোনবোৰ ground realities হয় না, struggle হয় যোন দুখীয়া মানুহৰ, তাৰ rural farmers, so সেইবোৰ বস্তু জানুবৰে try to portray that. Themes of কি এটো দেখাইছে, সেইটোৱে marginalized farmers and all. যোনবোৰ sceneries লৈছে, ঘৰ লৈছে বা জেগা লৈছে, they were very authentic man. যোনটো camera you know এটা কিছুমান scene আছে যেনেকে the wind is blowing and crops বোৰ যেনেকে swaying together. It's a very beautiful movie. I would say you should all go and watch it in case you haven't. So recently I have watched Vidur Bhai and trust me, it did not make any sense. I don't know, there's something wrong with me maybe that this movie does not make sense to me. Kisuman scenes enakwa asile, it was not funny and I don't know why people were laughing. It was more something extremely deep and dark. I hope you understand which scene I was talking about. But anyways, but I don't know. It doesn't make sense. But they did a good job. I mean, I'm sure they did. Both chesta korile baru, bahut bhalo korise. But it's just that kisuman bostu aru not make sense. Anyway, so next amar ki ase, Jahanu Borwar use juntu yate likha goise ki hoy natural landscape loise, traditional setting loise, jeneko ase ki ase junbur potahor kisuman moi juntu scene koisu, to hebore aru ta papori, next papori aru eta di dibo pare aru ekhon movie yate ki ase. Papori is about a girl who fights against what tradition, culture, junbur gender disparity hoy hetu bikhoy. Okay, so she is struggling out there, so hetu henoka ekhon theme hoy. However, I haven't watched it. Okay, so rural society junbur traditional mane junbur freedom lora blake pai, maybe swali blake na pai, the judgments and all, probably that is what Papori is about. So you can write about the plot and the theme and everything about it, how they have depicted, okay, the reality of village life. Etia Rima Dasar village rockstar, eto internationally bahut besi proclaimed hoy goisile, mane bahut besi renowned hoisile. Plotting and setting, again, it's about a little girl who wants to be a rock star, who wants to do music. Aru again, theme ki asile tate, it's about the little girls, it's about a little girl, about her dreams and aspirations, what she wanted, not understanding it tai je kiman limitation ase, not caring about it. Okay, so again ebur cinematography enike likhibo pare or nature light asile, real life location asile, besi ebur banao asile. Then come Bulbul Can Sing. It with a plot. I haven't watched this movie. Again, it is about what a teenage girl navigating societal norms and personal identity. So it's a coming of age kind of movie. That's what I think. So yate identity, sexuality, and societal expectation that is required for a girl, which is imposed upon tradition and rural norms. Traditionally, junbur ebur norms imposed kora jay jone swali le, so that's what she is trying to portray in this movie. Then comes analysis ki hoise, authentic representation, that means cultural. Janu Borwa aru Rima Dase hetue dekhabo bijone ki amar village life to exactly keneকুৱা হয়. Okay, hiator struggles bur keneকুৱা হয়, hiator junbur explore junbur Bulbul, the girl Bulbul in the movie, or village rock star or hog by ebur junbur hoy, how are they fighting the general norms out there. Okay, the discovery of themselves, so hebur bostu eneke tate depict kora goise. And then social issues of world challenges and resilience dekha goise out there. Somewhere they have kind of tried to show the reality of rural kisuman bostu junbur practices hoy ase man. Okay, poverty jeneke for example poverty, gender roles, ebur impact keneke kori ase, how is it impacting or how is it prolonged ebur soli ase, ebur bostu tekhetloke highlight koribo bisarisile through this cinemas. Etia ki koise visual and emotional impact. Etia visual impact hodai it will whatever you see that is how you are going to take it. So etwe eta kose juntu well setting in this film enhance the authenticity karon manuhe eta relate koribo pare yeah even our village is like oh yeah even people in our villages are like that ami enike kotha patu oh amar enike dukh kichman ase eke dukh ase. So that's why people can relate and there are people who can understand ki kuntu bostu ami আমি এৰিব লাগে মানে আমি যোনবোৰ কিছুমান বস্তু আছে যোনটো মৰেল কিছুমান বস্তু আছে ন কনজাৰভেটিভ হোৱা বা ট্ৰেডিশনেলি যোনবোৰ আমি মানুহক বেছি জাজ কৰো কিছুমান ক্ষেত্ৰত সেইবোৰ বস্তু আমি য'ত ভুল কৰি আছো সেইবোৰ বস্তু আমি So in conclusion কি কৈছে কি জানু বৰুৱা and Rima Das have made significant contribution to the depiction of rural life in Assamese cinema. Okay, through their films they given what insightful and empathetic portrayal and challenges portrayal of the challenge and beauty. Okay, eta empathetic mane you will feel you will have a picture, you will understand ki amar village ot ki bostu amar bahut beshi dorkar hoy ase. So what are the things that it's lacking in our village? So you'll have a very empathetic approach rather than a judgmental approach. Really? So heneke bostu tu etloke portray korise ki kwa goise. Then India's first we are done with GS5 but GS3 মানে কিছুমান Assam related questions আছে দুটামান question কিন্তু বাকিটো স্যাৰ বিলাকে পঢ়াই দিলে কিন্তু এইটো বস্তু মই কম বুলি কৈছো so এতিয়া GS3 question number 11 ৰ এটো আছে কি India's first indigenous semiconductor assembly and test facility at Jagi Road shall put Assam on the world semiconductor map and transform the economic landscape of East India. So examine above statement with reference to the economic opportunities and employment that this mega project has. So I'll say it very briefly out here. Ki etu they are talking about the semiconductors. Tumalake introduction you can write about what is semiconductor, ki hoy ki nai, code use hoise, code profit hoise, heneke kiba kibi tumalake likhi dibo para. So I just wrote something, you know, very again regarding Jagi Road je hoise eneke ki potential ase moi je eneke likhi thoi. Okay, then first thing ki hobo if what will it bring? It will bring us employment, right? Direct employment anibo amale direct employment keneke anibo construction jobs tat hobo. Second operational jobs open hobo. Indirect keneke hobo keneke support services, for example catering mane ei je khana pina canteen services mane food and all বা maintenance services বা logistic হবো indirectly হবো হয় নাই local businesses boom হবো that is indirect employment যেনেকে কি হবো provide goods and services to the facilities মানে supplies raw material কিবা কি supplies. So these are the ways that one will be it will enhance এটা আমাক employment আনিব এইটো এনেকুৱা industry হলে. Second কি হবো skill development হবো of course এনেকুৱা হেৰি industry eta kaam koribole you will need specific amount of skill hoy nai. So tate ki hobo so highly skilled workforce ejon ahibo and it will what necessary development of space ar hetu karone special training programs hobo ba kiba kibi ebur mane develop hobo mane bahut beshi manu bilakok mane necessity jetia mane necessity to dekhibo ki amak enoka skill worker lage to henoka teaching বা training da institute bilako khulibo. Okay, plus amar yat skill labor hobo produce hobo to hetu eta amar bhal eta positive expect hoy. Educational partnership collaboration moi eitu bostu skill development er karone to educational institute hok ba training centers bilako logota partnership koriboi lagibo hoy nai. What they will provide relevant education and training etu eta educational partnership ta hobo which will again foster a skilled labor force. Okay, then what industrial growth hobo hoy nai enoka jodi high tech industry eta amar ohomot hoy tenehole baki blakotu mane amar jonbu economy enhance hobo industrial growth hobo heneke. So another other more mane jeneke tumar sectors like agriculture tree etu mane a ki kobo that has okay ami hoday agote yat focus ase agriculture hok বা tea hok মানে বেছিভাগ rural aspects bla kole besi so now our industrial good hobo ebor jungo high tech company ahibo industries ahibo people will be more focused to go and join that hoy na and tar pra ako baki industries o bahi jabo industrialization amar অসমত আহি যাব বুলি তেখেতলোকে এটো এটা আমি anyways sector diversification ki now people will not be into only just one or two things ki khali tea cultivation e korim saule enke korim ba hetwe korim now there will be diverse opportunity okay when it things like that comes so junbo reliance asile mane dependency asile traditional junbo sectors so now there will be again now another new sectors that will come up aru etu diversify hobo etu eta impact positive impact investment attraction jetia dekhibo ki already iman dangor heri ase bhalke choli ase so there will be foreign investments right domestic investments foreign investment again that will lead to better economic prospects for us then what infrastructure development enokal jodi industry hoy amar bhal logistic lagibo kiba lagibo so he karne again infrastructure development or amar tat hoy jabo roads lagibo amar utilities lagibo so hebur amar বহুত খিনি বস্তু বেনিফিটত আহি যায় then comes what in conclusion we can write that a bostutwe it will work as a catalyst for our economic growth plus amar job creation to hoboi logote amar skilled labor bahut besi create hobo because of all this okay so etu bostu asle gs from that just one last question I'll just try to wrap it up one last okay etu question okay this is one last question and the last question is for today is that the government of Assam has initiated what is the question the government of Assam has initiated the process of constructing bridges over Brahmaputra at several places okay mention the place and discuss the probable benefits and strategic importance of these bridges so example ami kisuman enake loi lobo paru for example proposed bridge location ki hoy Majuli and the North Bank Majuli to Majuli Island ami gom pao second North Bank ki ahibo Dhemaji district Lakhimpur district and Dibrugarh district these are the proposed bridge locations aru yat ki hudise tekhetloke mention the places probable benefits and strategic importance okay benefits ki hobo bahut ase benefits ek to improve connectivity hobo second ki economic development ho improve connectivity of course baki transportation jetia bhal hobo manuhe easily they'll be able to reach one place to the other but time kom hobo besi capital kom lagibo so he karne tetia mane ki hobo the economic development hoboy then what disaster management a river this bridges can also help mane kale jodi kaba jaga etat kiba aid pothabo ase kiba bostu pothabo ase this bridge you know they will help in reaching quickly strategic importance ki ase that especially in border areas ki hoy it will enhance strategic position of the region border areas of if there's any kiba crisis holo it will help ba kiba bostu pothabo holo it will help so connectivity any bahai kole tomar strategic importance ahi jay social development of again education healthcare if somebody needs to go from one district to the other one place to another or by education karone jodi abologia hoy etu heneke help hobo but with more you know with better connectivity ega dokhoru bahut besi unnot hoy jay okay bostu bahini market to bahi jay duniya ke so ketia ba heneke nogolo hobo but then good education system eta jaka to set up koribo pari holeo nai one can easily go to the other district or other place to this bridges okay So basically এটোৱে এনেকে মই you know I have just kind of those pointers তোমালোকে তো চাই লবা if you can tally it with your answers আৰু conclusion তো মই এনেকে লিখা নাই আৰু কিবা কে তোমালোকে এইবোৰ সব মিলাই মিলি লিখিব usually conclusion কৰিব পাৰা তোমালোকে summarize কৰি দিব পাৰা okay of all everything that you have written you can summarize the conclusion that yeah brahmaputra junu bridges etia koise bahut beshi amak help koribo for example amar economy juntu transportation or juntu amar ta divide ase no rural urban divide eta ase tu bostu end koribo malke heneke conclude ha okay so we'll wrap up for today thank you and bye now de mo deri hoise dinore na pam এতিয়া